Hey there, Jamie with Brazelton Realty here. Are you curious as to what the housing market is doing nationally? Well, it is April 2021, and NAR, or the National Association of Realtors, just put out an article talking about what they saw in March. This is going to be some mind-blowing information that you're going to want to hear because it's going to inform how you proceed down the road. Are you new to this channel? Are you interested in all things real estate, and are you curious as to what the housing market is doing? If that's you, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you'll be notified next time I post a video. All right, so it is the end of April 2021. So what has the housing market nationally done? The average home sale price is through the roof. It has gone up. And right now, this is what the report from National Association of Realtors said. The single family detached house is $334,500 is the average sales price for that house, which has gone up from last year 18.4%. That's a huge bump. But the big kicker here is year over year, we are down in inventory about 28.2%. That means there are less houses today than there were a year ago on the market by 28.2%, which is a huge number, which is why we see housing prices go through the roof. Now, nationally, we have inventory to supply us 2.1 months. And what we figure is we figure how many houses get sold over a day, and we figure how many months supply are we going to have before it completely runs out, assuming nothing else gets put on the market. And that's where the 2.1 months of inventory comes in. Last year, this is nationally, last year we had 3.3 months of inventory. So you see the inventory is really low. Now, I will say this. This is a national report. Here in Northern Colorado, we're struggling to even have a month's worth of inventory. Our market is moving much faster, and we have way more demand right now. And so housing inventory is at an all-time low. Now, that's great. But how should that inform you? Well, here's some things that I'm seeing within the industry as a reaction to some of this stuff. First of all, I'm seeing a lot of investors starting to sell off a lot of their rental properties. Why? Well, because they're getting top dollar for them today. We're also seeing the possibility of capital gains taxes going up. And chances are they're going to have to pay capital gains, whether it's today or whether it's 10, 15, or even 2 years. And so they would rather lock in and pay the rate that they're comfortable with instead of making that gamble down the road. We're also seeing a lot of people selling their house here and then moving to a less desirable place. And it may be less desirable nationally, but maybe it's more desirable for them because it's giving them an opportunity to live closer to family. Or maybe they're looking for a different community and they're looking for a different place to live. And there's a lot of those that are still out there that aren't appreciating at the rate that we see because they don't have the demand on them that we see. So you see a lot of people right now taking advantage of this extremely high market, selling and then going and buying a property. And a lot of times I'm seeing people buy properties for cash because they sold their property here for so much. Now, one of the reasons I think that we have this really weird market on our hands is because in 2020, we let interest rates go down really low. And that was done intentionally to keep the market going. And in 2020, that was really nice because from a real estate perspective, man, we just kept speeding along like nothing ever stopped. But now we're in trouble because a lot of people refinanced. A lot of people said, you know what, I'm just going to do a cash out refinance and I'm going to remodel my kitchen, or I'm going to, finish my basement, or I'm going to add on or something along those lines. And so a lot of potential sellers that would have been selling right now, they did something in 2020 that's preventing them from selling. And maybe they just refinanced, but they just refinanced. And so they're thinking, I don't want to go and buy something. We just got ourselves in this new loan and it's just going to be wasting money on closing costs and the like. So I think that's a primary factor for why we are in such a predicament right now. But if you own a home, I will say this, you have a ton of equity in that home. Even if you've only owned it a year, you've got quite a bit of equity. So it may be something for you to consider doing something with that equity, whether it's remodeling your house or whether it's selling your house and buying a different one. You have that flexibility in this market. Now, I hope this is helpful. I'm going to stick the link for this National Association of Realtors study that was done down below. I'm also going to stick a link for the Colorado 2020 housing market report down below. So if you want to learn more about our housing market and what we've seen in the last year, go ahead and download that. It's free, and hopefully it's going to give you more information and better inform you on your decisions moving forward.